some of the matches at Kasarani Stadium and, of course, Nyayo National Stadium. We quickly cross over to Set B over here, where we have very important guests today. We start with Musa Otieno, the legendary Musa Otieno, former Harambee Stars captain, of course, and defender, and also one of the most, actually not one of the most, he's the most capped Harambee Stars player in history, and also former Santos player in South Africa, and also has a charity. Maybe that one we'll mention towards the end of this, and we'll get to know more about you. Welcome to the show. And of course, you also have Judith Nyangi, who is a former official of Gor Mahia, and of course an ardent fan, of course, of Harambee Stars as well. Welcome to the show. We'll start with you, Coach, or both of you, but we'll start with you, Musa, on this. 2024 China has been historic, of course, for East Africa, Kenya co-hosting alongside Uganda and Tanzania. Before we even go into details of how Kenya played and, of course, the whole atmosphere of it, what was it like seeing Harambee Stars finally on such a big stage right here at home? How did it feel for you?
I think, first of all, let's just say kudos, first of all, to the His Excellency Ruto, I think, and the Football Federation. Yeah. I think, first of all, for them to make this thing happen. And I think it was a very big historical moment for us as Kenyans and as former players to see the boys coming in. And then secondly, just kudos to the coach who came in a very short time and assembled fantastic players who came in and play a very good football. I think for us as stakeholders is how can we just help and support the team and to the nation to go to another level.
Yeah, and to Judith, how did it feel going to the field? I know you attended most, if not all, the games. How was it for you?
I attended all the matches. It was so nice. This was our first time to host such a big tournament. Yes. And it is all because of the president who is here. He's a performer. All the other presidents have been there. Nothing has been happening. The stadiums, he came up, started building the stadiums. We have the Talanta Stadium, we have the Stadium Kasarani. He's done so well. So it's because of him that we were able to host this tournament.
All right. Getting into the performance of how Kenya did from the first game. Of course, we saw 1-0 against DRC. We saw 1-1 against Angola. There is 1-0 against Morocco. What really stood out for you as far as the early matches? How Stars or Coach Benny McCarthy managed the early matches of the group stages? What stood out for you?
I think for me, first of all, it's for the coach, because I think the coach had his own philosophy in a sense that he's a coach was like in training session, maybe he'll push the players, but comes to the game, the players are going to play freely. They're not like players who are like micromanaged, whatever the game was going on. Because I think
he said that the players had freedom to do what they wanted on the pitch. Yeah,
in a sense that these are mature players. These are players who are playing high level. You know, it tells you the style of a coach because he's like in training. He'll shout at them, but once comes to the game, the players will have their own freedom. And then when you look at the first two games which we played matches we were like with 10 players. How did they manage to play it? It means that the team was more tactical on the defense side. They were very good structure, and I think each and every player knows their role, you know, as individual, as a team, and what they want to achieve. But comes with the results, you know, people are like talking about the underdogs in football. Football has changed a lot in a way that the way you analyze, the way you prepare your team, and for the boys to come in those scenario with 10 men and have those good performance, it means that the relationship between the players and the technical bench was 110%. You know, in a way that even with the substitutions which were coming in, you know, they were more tactically. But I think this is a team which was more defensive in a way that once they lose the ball, they know what to do. You know, comes the 3 matches which they won. You know, this is a team which just conceded 1 goal prior to the quarterfinals. So it was a team which was well grilled.
Now, from a tactical aspect, when it came to the Madagascar game, you saw, can we say that Kenya was a bit flat, and we discussed over there? Was it about predictability, or was it about the team selection? You must say, what really went wrong from a tactical eye perspective?
I think the most important thing is to ask ourselves, can our players manage until the end? You know, in a sense that maybe we'll play and then comes the 20th minute the game is going to an end, we concede. So how can we do in the future to see if we can mentality, the mental side or the psychological side of our players, can our players maintain the 90 minutes? Can our players maintain to start the tournament from the start to the end? Those are the questions which we need to come and ask ourselves, because in a game of football, it was so demanding onto them. It was so demanding in a sense that hey, everybody's like, we need to win it. And these are players who have been performing 3 to 4 games well. So can they play 5 games consistently?
Judith, to you now, you are in the field. What was the atmosphere over there? How did you feel when Kenya was winning those matches, first match, second match? How was the atmosphere there? Did you feel like finally Harambee Stars is giving the country hope there is good football?
Yeah, in the field we were very happy because for the first time our local players were given an opportunity to play. So it was so nice when you go there, you see players from your surrounding areas, players like Alpha from Makongeni, you'll see players like Austin from Babadogo. What I can say is the local players, when they are given an opportunity, they can play so well without those players that are normally outside on international assignments. So what I will suggest is, as from now moving forward, let us give the local players an opportunity to be playing
in these international matches. And when it came to that Madagascar match, the penalties, and you saw we lost the last penalty, what was going through your mind? And of course, the stadium feel. Did you feel like this is the end of us, or you still have pride in Harambee Stars going forward?
For me, I had pride. You know, winning a match through penalties is not easy. So for the boys, they did well. I didn't expect them to reach the quarters. So for them, reaching the quarters made us more proud. We were okay with where we reached.
You didn't feel that disappointment, the team imetuangusha. Now, do we still have hope in this team?
No, I was not disappointed.
Or they
because
exceeded your expectations?
Yeah, they exceeded my expectation. There are some fans who even already were talking of the team coming out the first stages, but where we reached was okay. So next time, we just have to pull up our socks. At least we've learned something.
Indeed. To you, Musa, let's talk about Benny McCarthy, 47 years of age. He came to Harambee Stars with very big credentials, having coached Cape Town City, Amazulu, and of course, Manchester United's first team attack. Our strikers coach for 2 seasons under Eric Ten Hag, coach people like Ronaldo, coach people like Rashford. Now, we saw part of that being manifested in the team, especially in the attacking front, but the goals were not coming that much. Did you feel that his tactical approach suited the Harambee Stars kind of play?
I think first of all, I can say kudos to the Federation of bringing a coach like him because of his history back to where he was playing. You know, for him even playing in South Africa. McCarthy didn't play in the league in South Africa. You know, as a young boy, just came and got an opportunity of going to Ajax in Holland. And that is why now you say that he gives youngsters an opportunity because he passed through that. So with the experience which he has acquired through playing, through coaching, and for him to come in and say, okay, this is what is happening. But again, each and every game, there is always an opportunity of giving youngsters a time to play. You can see that playing against Morocco, he needs to have tools which can play against Morocco. In each and every game, you can see that he was trying to give players an opportunity to go and play a certain team. You can see now the effects of not playing those friendly matches which were coming in. Because I think that is the time now we could have now trying to see, hey, player so-and-so can play with so-and-so. But again, he has his own reason. That's why you see the team when he came in, he preferred to have a team which is going to mold it with the way he wanted to play. But again, defensive-wise, I think you can see that we conceded only 1 goal in the 4 games which we played.
Is it the Mourinho kind of style of play?
But you know, sometimes there's a language where maybe somebody who's maybe not a coach will say that the players are parking the bus. There's a language you say that the players are just behind the ball. You know, once you lose the ball, just come behind the ball. But the compactness was top-notch in a way that in that small time which you got. I just want to echo what Nyangi said here, in a sense that what is the way forward now? After now we are out of the CHAN, which is like we are the host. In a sense that we need to invest first of all in our local league, you know, in a sense that we need to make it a bit more stronger.
Yes.
You know, we need to invest into the coaches in a way that for us to have that model coaching when it comes to the Suns, which is going to come in, and then to have many friendly matches to the local boys who are going to be here.
Yes.
Because there is CHAN which is coming. There is a Cup of Nations which is coming. What have we done and what have we learned through the CHAN which has just happened now? But again, to the coach, I think kudos to him, to the where the boys have reached. But again, what is the learning thing which you can take from that being exited at the early stage?
Yeah. Still on that note, some critics maybe might say he relied heavily on individual brilliance rather than maybe a structured system. Do you agree with that, or what would he have done maybe differently?
I will not agree to somebody who maybe is not a coach who understands what the coach comes with his philosophy. Because I think for him to come in and select the players, you know, it's like building a house. Once you're building a house, you need to have a material which you'll use for you to perform or to have a better house. And for him, once he came in, you saw he went around in the Dora Stadium to go and see which kind of players do we have. But that is what I said. We need to have a strong league, which you can have players which we know that, hey, Musa retired, Brian Mandela came in, and who has come in now. You know, we don't need to have that problem of so as though is not there. We need to have somebody who are building back, you know.
To Nyangi, we saw a lot of fans when it came to maybe the fan zones that we've just had a look. They were really packed. But also with such kind of a passion came some of the chaos. We saw stampedes, we saw CAF also fining us almost 13 million shillings, which I don't think we've managed to pay all of it. Now, when you're going to the field, did you at any time feel unsafe as a fan?
As a fan, first, I was doing mobilization for fans to attend the stadium. When the CHAN came in, we thought that so many fans were not interested to go into the stadium. So at first, we did mobilization. I would transport fans to the stadium, give them free tickets. So as we moved on, now everybody wanted to go to the stadium. So we had to look for an alternative. So the alternatives that we came up with, which were very late, were the fan zones. So we had fan zones brought mostly by our governor, Sakaja. We had fan zones at Kibera, Babadogo, Archives, Uhuru Park. Then the last one which came up, we had one at Kamtoyoyo and Panpieri. So we were trying to sensitize the fans that if you don't have tickets, just stay and watch the games from the fan zones. So that is what we tried. And you know, we have some fans who are very notorious, who had to come to the stadium and make sure they get into the stadium by force. Anyway, we had so many issues with the ticketing. So next time, this was a learning experience. Next time, we need to leave the public to access the tickets, let them buy the tickets. That is where we had a... That is where the crucial things came. Indeed. And now, Musa, CAF fined us, as I've mentioned, almost 13 million shillings for breaching some of the protocols. As someone who's been in the system, how is it? How do you think maybe FKF can balance this newfound fan craze with maybe proper security and organization when it comes to such big matches?
Yeah, I think before I answer you, I'll just say, first of all, thanks to the governor with all the fan zone which were put around, because I think Kenyans love football. And you can see that there's somebody who's there in Mashinani who cannot afford to go to the stadium, because you can see that it brought people together, you know, who are so united because of football. And there's some areas which people didn't get that opportunity of going to the stadium. But again, we need to educate our fans in a sense that they're trying to bring this ticketing in a sense that just do something, plan yourself earlier. You know, if you don't have a ticket, you don't need to be there, because you can see the consequences which you are doing. Because there's rules which are being put into governing football. How are we educating our fans to say that, guys, hey, auna tiko? You know, I was playing in South Africa. You know, and playing in South Africa, it was like, if I didn't have a ticket, there's no way my people could come in and watch the game, because you know that you're having a ticket, just go there. Those are areas which are grey areas which you need to, I think, to improve when the Cup of Nations is coming in. How are you educating our fans regardless of the tickets? Do you have a fan zone in different places where somebody cannot come and get an opportunity and to go and watch the match? And again, you know, this is a new era. Things need to be much better than the days where the Musautena were playing. Those were like 20 years back. Now things are changing. How can we make it better? Because we have seen that in Kenya, our fans love football. You know, how can you entertain them? Even into the fan zone, there are things which they need to do and to improve, to make sure that those guys are there, they're thinking about football, they're thinking about uniting ourselves. So I think for me, it's just a matter of how can you educate our fans to know that we don't have that money. We have got money to give players, which for me, I'm very happy to see that now players can earn, you know, with whatever they are.
I hope it remains consistent,
Again, that is just a way to tell you that, hey, Musa doesn't need to retire struggling. We have seen that so many guys are retiring without nothing. In each and every sport, needs to have appreciation in a way that, hey, I'm representing my country. You know, I can say that, hey, through football, I've bought this. Through football, I've done this. So many people, parents will tell their kids to go and play. Imagine playing 90 minutes and then you're getting 1 million. Are you going to tell your kids not to go and play soccer?
Indeed. And on that note, you said you signed for FC Leopards, I think, in '92 when you're still in high school. And that's when you knew, actually, that football pays. So going forward, maybe what message would you give to these young aspiring players? The school games just ended the other day. What message would you give to these aspiring footballers who really want to join the league? Now you see that also local league is really, with this churn, it's something to look forward to playing, not just wishing that just step into a local club and go abroad.
I think first of all, I'll just say, first of all, it's God, and then there is education, and then the talent comes in. So the young aspiring players who wants to play, in a sense that everybody has a talent. I think God has given each and everyone a talent to play football. You need to get somebody who can guide you, because the players now have got, like, these guys are millionaires in a span of maybe 4 days or 5 days. Are we educating them to use that money wisely?
Indeed,
because sometimes you just get players, you give them money, and then after 1 month or 2 months, they're still back to where they have come from. I think even the federation, the clubs which are there, they'll try and educate their players how to use whatever they are getting, and to, in a sense that kula kidogo, weka kidogo, because there is a future. There is a future where there is, I think, sitting down here or talking about football, we see how important football has done to us. You know, as a former player, somebody who has played in, just to get the right people who can give you the right direction in life, in whatever you want to achieve. It is not easy. It's so difficult. When it comes to the professional players, are we educating our players to go and survive in a culture which they don't know? You know, when I went to South Africa, it was 1997. You know, there's no way I could have speak Afrikaans. There's no way I could have speak Sutu, or even the weather. You know, all those kind of things. Are we training our players to go and climatize to where they're going to play? That is a bit of a challenge which we need to check and see, to support them.
Indeed. Nyangi, there was some talk that most of the Harambee Stars players, more than half, came from Gor Mahia. Being an ex-official, do you think that kind of a talk is wanted, or the coach just knew that these are the kind of players I want, and they're found in Gor Mahia? What can you tell such people who are
What I can say is normally talent, you cannot hide talent. So the coach was looking for the best. And if the best was in Gor Mahia, that is why we had so many players from Gor Mahia in Harambee Stars. So that is something that we cannot talk about. So if the other teams, they don't have the best players, and the coach wanted to win, and the best players in Gor Mahia, they invest so much in taking the best. So that is why every time we have a lot of players in the national team from Gor Mahia. Then also to add to what Musa was saying, we need to invest on local talents. So in investing in local talents, we need to have the best stadiums. And as you can see, our governor is making an effort of bringing up the stadiums that were stalled.
Renovation.
So we have renovations. We have stadiums like Woodley, City Stadium. We finished the Dandora Stadium. We've done Deza We have Uhuru Sports Complex.
Yeah.
We have Kiumbwini that is on.
Yeah.
So very soon when all those stadiums will be complete, it will be football in every corner, and we'll be able to identify the local players who are doing good.
Yes. So after you want to add on something?
Yeah, I just wanted to add about fans who are complaining Gor Mahia having so many players in the national team.
Yeah.
I think the question again we should ask ourselves: what are they doing good? Other teams are not doing it. In a sense of just going to the grassroots level and say that, hey, this team is having 5 players in the national team, and most of the teams, again, the national teams. If you look at maybe Morocco, if you look at our days, if you look at a team from South Africa, most of their players came from Mamelodi Sundowns. What are they doing good? The other teams are not doing. But again, this is a nation, and see how can we help in a way that she spoke about infrastructure. I think that is the most important thing, first of all, to say that once, when we saw Nyayo, everybody was surprised, like, wow, is this Kenya?
Indeed.
And you
took
can
a lot
see,
of work and a lot of time.
And then if you look at Dandora now, the football is being played because the surface is good. And now the talent will come in. The technical side will come in, the passing, the dribbling. And now we just need to work on the technical side.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And we are now focusing on CHAN 2026. We have World Cup qualifiers. Then you have also AFCON 2027. Maybe what are some of the foundations you've seen that have been laid from this CHAN tournament, and maybe what must be fixed urgently going forward?
I think, first of all, when I just talk maybe to help the coach, I think we need to have some more friendlies prior to the tournament. And then, he has seen the players he can take him to the other side. I think that is part of the technical side. That one I cannot talk about. But again, to the fans, kudos to them, to the president, kudos to the governor, kudos to each and every person who has been there to support the national team. Let's come united, because you can see, hey, Kenya was peacefully. Things are working in a very good way. Everybody was just thinking about the national team and soccer. I think if you can come together,
the unity was
there, and you can see the powerful of football, which can unite.
Indeed.
In each and every stakeholders. We need to pray for our players. We need to pray for the nation. We just need to be together and see for us to perform even much better come the Cup of Nations.
Yes, and talking of that kind of unity, what can you tell maybe the fans to continue supporting Harambee Stars beyond not just hosting? Because there are some of the competitions will be playing away. What did you tell them? How can you motivate them to keep supporting Harambee Stars, not only when the matches are played here on home soil?
What I can say is that we are one Kenya, and what has been bringing us behind is politics. So if we stop these things of politics and taking tribal lines, and we come together as Kenyans, we'll move forward very well.
Indeed.
So for sports, it's a uniting thing. So when we had the football, everybody came on board, and we are now like one country. Let us move forward as one, and we'll have the best.
Yes. Do you think Coach McCarthy should continue with the team? His contract will end after this CHAN, or I don't know whether it has ended or will end after this CHAN. Do you think he should take the team all the way to AFCON 2027?
Of course. You see, this thing of changing coaches every now and then, it brings us behind. Let the coach proceed, because now he's been with the players. He knows what is best for him. So let us proceed with him.
Yes. Some quick questions very, very quickly. Who was the best Kenyan player, CHAN, according to you?
I think as a defender, I think I'll just go to Alpha. In a sense of commitment. Sometimes you ask yourself, how do you choose a best defender or a best player? First of all, does he know his role into the field? I think he was one of the outstanding. That is to me, and I believe that he has got a long future for him. I don't want maybe praying for him to be in this country. I think as early as he can just get an opportunity of playing outside. But he's a team player. He's a player which I think he has his strong point and his weak side. But I think he has got a long future in football.
Indeed. Who was your outstanding player?
Of course.
Of course.
I had several players that I was looking at, but Alpha was the best for me. Alpha, every time he pushed himself for the team. So he was the best. But also I had there Boniface Moshiri and Austin. You see, even we questioned why Austin did not play in the last match. So maybe as we move on and learning, we will see, we'll have more of the players.
Yeah, indeed. So we have to wind up on that note. Thank you very much, Musa Otieno, most capped Kenyan international, former Harambee Stars captain and defender, and of course now running a charity known as Kick Off to Hope. Charity is the CEO of the Kenyan branch of it. How is that doing?
I think for me, Kick Off to Hope is we are using the tool of football to preach the gospel. And I think for us, the way I've just said is God first. Yeah. And then there is education, and then there is the talent. I think for me is to see people who can be into this world. I think for me, reaching the age which am I think people like Nyangi, people like you guys were supporting me when I was playing. And I think as a believer, I know my purpose. I think for me, if I can help one or two guys to reach whatever God wants them to be into this world, I think it is awesome to me.
Have you produced some notable players that we can talk about?
Just go and ask Ogam. All
right. There you go. And on that note, we'll have to wind up this segment of Quickfire right on Sporty Monday. But don't go far. We'll be right back with more. Of course, looking also at the NBA clinic that is happening in Rwanda. We'll be linking up with Isaac Suila shortly. And, of course, also what happened in the English Premier League. Arsenal, Manchester United, Manchester City. What happened right after this break? Keep it, Citizen TV.